Today, we've been given the opportunity to be the first in the country to view this Ferrari 812 Competizione. And this is the very first unit in Malaysia. And you'll be joining me to have a close first look of this limited edition V12 Ferrari. The Ferrari 812 Competizione is basically the extreme track-focused version of the 812 Superfast. This particular unit belongs to a customer which has been tastefully customized. So let's start with the exterior. The first thing you'll notice is this large carbon fiber blade that runs across the hood. It is to emphasize the width of the car, but at the same time, it sort of shortens the hood visually. But in actual fact, it is to hide the vents on the hood, which is to eject the hot air from the radiator. But of course, firstly, this cold air have to be fed from the main grille, which is to cool the radiator, and at the same time for engine intake. As for the air intake on the sides of the front bumper, there are two functions to it. Firstly, it is to create an air curtain around the wheel and also to cool the brakes. In order to have more braking power, Ferrari fitted these aero calipers and brake pads, which are ventilated. Yes, ventilated calipers and brake pads, just like the ones in the SF90. They actually have air intakes integrated into the casting for it to work more efficiently, because the temperature of these things can be reduced by around 30 degrees Celsius. The rims are 20-inch in size with 275/35 tyres, while the rear has got a wider contact patch for more traction with 315/35/20 tyres. These vents for the wheel arch looks like a continuation from the blade all the way down here when you look from the side, which is a pretty clever design. The vents for the rear wheel arch has got these cutouts on the side, just like the gills of a shark, that adds on to the dramatic look, just like the F12 TDF. It is more than just for show though, it does improve rear downforce. Ferrari has taken the vehicle dynamics control to a whole new level. This 812 Competizione comes with independent rear wheel steer. Yes, you have heard it right, the rear wheels steer, but not in tandem. It is hard to imagine how it would be better, but according to Ferrari, it does make it more agile and precise around corners. They even toe in during hard braking to give it more stability. And if you are into sideways action, you are well taken care of by the Side Slip Angle Control SSC version 7. First, on a production Ferrari, the rear is completely closed with this single aluminium panel. It is the signature and very unique look for the car. The rear view is fed into the cabin via this camera here, which I'll show you later on. These blades over here are patented vortex generators. They are there to distribute air to the sides of this large ductile spoiler to create more downforce. 10% more to be exact as compared to the 812 Superfast. Further down, the tailpipes have been pushed all the way to the sides with an upright rectangular shape. This allows them to fit in a larger rear diffuser. With all these clever aeroworks, this 812 Competizione generates 80 kilograms more downforce as compared to the standard Superfast. In here, it is the most powerful internal combustion engine ever made from Maranello. It is a 6.5-litre V12 naturally aspirated engine with a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox. It now revs up to 9,500 RPM. It makes 830 horsepower, which is 30 horsepower more than the Superfast, and 692 Nm of torque. It gets you from 0 to 100 in just 2.85 seconds, 0 to 200 in 7.5 seconds. They should call this the 812 Ultra Fast. This 812 Ultra Fast is 38 kilograms lighter than the Superfast, with extensive use of carbon fiber materials on the outside and the inside. Part of the weight reduction exercise is also carried out in here. Ferrari uses titanium con rods with lighter crankshaft and also a 12-volt lithium-ion battery. You can say the cabin is pretty much like the 812 Superfast but with Alcantara material all around as standard. But there are also some cool changes. For example, the door panel has been redesigned to reduce weight and the center tunnel is now the H-gated design. You still get proper buttons on the steering wheel, especially the engine start button. The middle cluster has got the analog rev counter, which is the correct design, with digital screens on the sides. So now, how do you view through the back? You still get this rear view mirror, which is also a screen. It displays the view fed in from the camera at the back. There will only be 999 units of this 812 Competizione. There is also a Targa version, the Competizione R, only limited to 599 units. All, of course, have been taken up. As for the price, it is 2.2 million ringgit before taxes and customizations. If you want to find out more about this Ferrari 812 Competizione, do log on to AutoBuzz.my.